Okay, y'all, Randy back. Just thought I'd come on here and show y'all what I'm doing in this trunk area. You know, I've been working on this tail pan here, but I'm waiting on some parts to come in. So I thought I'd get out here and go ahead and work on these little rusty areas on both sides. And I'm kind of peeling away at it, trying to figure out what all I need to do, what all I need to replace. And I'll give you all a little look at this over here. On this side over here, I've got a small spot right here that I need to replace. And right on this very edge, I went and took all the seam seal they had down in here out just to check it, and it really looks good down in there, all the way around mostly. And then right here there's a little pinhole, a couple of little spots right on top of that ledge right there, but down in there is pretty good. The problem starts right here on this panel here. There's a couple of deep spots, and then right here and on this edge, right around this edge, it's eating up pretty good. And then of course this right here may be a 4 by 5, 4 by 3. So probably gonna get, well, there's that divider that comes up through here. There's spot welds in there, and there's a divider, the wheel house. So I might try to take this here, take me a ball file, go in there and clean these little spots up, and try to weld those back up. It's gonna be a hard place to get to, but if I have to, I'll cut it out and replace it. But my plan is, what I thought I would do is go ahead and mark this out where I want to cut it. And I took a pick and tried to jab through it everywhere to find out where all the bad stuff was at, because it's hard to tell sometimes. Because I'll probably just cut it through the outer wheelhouse, this here, and cut it down through here, and then down this way, and then back over to the wheelhouse. Try to get this piece out and get it out of my way. And then if I have to, get up under there, find my spot welds where it's welded to this panel, drill those out, get that out of the way, and then try to make this little piece to fit back in there. And then I can also cut this out if I need to, and put a piece in there while I got this out. And that's the plan for that. Then I've got a place up here. It had one little hole in it, and I beat around on it and found a couple of more holes, where the metal's pretty thin. So I'll probably cut right up to the edge of this bead here, come over maybe 3 inches, back up, and then put a square piece in there, make this piece up, and replace that. And then on the other side over here, I'm hoping it's not as bad. I'm over here now kind of trying to clean it up and get the seam seal out of the cracks over here. But so far this is what I've got, and I hadn't really pecked around on it to make sure it's solid or not. But there's one spot here with a rust hole in it. All this other seems to be pretty solid. There's another one right there. There's one, a little bitty small pinhole. But when you get to cleaning it up, you find all kind of stuff. So I'm gonna get this seam seal out of this crack, make sure all that along there is in good shape, and I'm hoping it is. I believe it is. The only thing I might have to replace over here, and if I have to replace anything, I'll probably do it in a pretty good sized section. I don't know if you can see it on this video or not, but right in here, you know, there's some pretty deep little spots, you know, where the rust is. And if I'm going to replace this up here and have to replace some of this down here, I might as well cut it out big enough to get all those places right there out. But that'll be a matter of you know, cutting out here, and it'd be pretty easy to replace this. All right, well that's what I'm looking at. I'm gonna go ahead and chip on this some more, get some of this out, make sure that seam is good all the way down. I don't have to do any repair there. Of course, I got a hole right here too. That's where that divider panel comes up through here. That'll be a matter of cutting that out, cleaning it up, and just putting a little patch in there. But that's the thing about this rust. I mean, you might have the whole floor pan back here be good, and there'll be might be a pinhole right here. You know, it's just, I don't know, it just works that way. And that's the reason it takes so long on these cars, is some of these things, like in this corner here, man, you stand here and scratch your head and say, well, okay, you have to come up with a plan on that stuff. You can't just go to cutting it out. You got to make that part with that step down, and it's got a little angle right here. You got to make all that so it'll go back in right. Or, you know, you could just throw something on it and weld it on, but it wouldn't look right. So anyway, I'm gonna get started, well, finish up cleaning this out, and then I'm gonna get started cutting these out. I'll come back when I start cutting them out and show y'all how I go about it. See y'all in a little while. Okay, I got this little plate cut out. Can't find it now. Little plate would come out of there. Anyway, it's out. It's out, and I've got these other places here. Now this right here could be a spot weld on this plate right here that comes up this way. But I'm gonna fill it in anyway. I cleaned it up with that ball file. I'm gonna put some weld in there, and over here in this spot too. It's a little thin, looked like, but I don't know where I ground on it. I didn't grind through it, but I'm gonna try to put a little weld in there and grind it back off. Do this the same way. And then these two holes right here, they were rusted through. Kind of looks like they were put there on purpose, but they were rust holes. And I'm just going to weld those up and grind them back down, clean it up, and that should be good to go. There's a few little minor little spots along there, but overall it's in really good shape. This spot right here, I'm just going to clean that up really good, treat it, edge prime it, and leave that alone. I'm not going to mess with that. And then I'll seam seal it again. But anyway, I'm going to get started welding these things up. If I get that welded up, I cut it to this little seam right here. So I'm going to try to make a piece to put back in there, and with the right contour. And then this edge here, which will be down in there, I'll weld it from the bottom. I'll weld it from the bottom edge, get up under there and weld it. And then I can weld this from the top, these three sides. Anyway, that's the plan. So, chipping away at it. Let me get the welder over here and I'll bring y'all back. All right, y'all, I went and cut me a template, a pattern for the metal to go in there. I took it and radiused this edge over, down, and laid it in there, and had to bend it to make it fit up with the old 4-pan. But got it fit pretty good. Got it tacked in place. Just got to final weld it now, and then that'll be it for that. And it'll get seam sealed all back around there. But man, that was the worst one. These other ones out here in the open should be a lot easier. It took me a while to do this one, just because of where it was at, up against this wall. And I got these all ground down and filled in, so that should be good to go there. I'll finish welding this up, sand it off, and that'll be done. All right, y'all. Man, I had to stop and clean up. Well, I cleaned the floor up, kind of moved some stuff around. You see in the trunk, it looks like my toolbox. Got everything sitting in here. I was going to show y'all what I've got done. Once I finished welding this in, this piece. Got it welded under the bottom, on the top. Still got to grind it. I went ahead, this up here had a bunch of holes in it. So I went ahead and cut it out, made a piece, and put it in there. I haven't welded the bottom here yet. As I was welding this, I noticed right around this spare tire, I guess holder, you'd call it, I got some cracking going on there, some rust up under it. So that's the reason I got this little drill bit here. I'm fixing to drill these spot welds out and move this out of the way. And I'm gonna replace this up under here, whatever needs. It might just be this end here, right around the edge. But I gotta get this out of the way before I can fix it. So I'm gonna do that. Then you can see right here, I got this area right here. Probably a 2x6, maybe. I might just add it all together. Put this little bit here on it. I don't know. Might just put a little piece in there. But anyway, these things, man, they take so long to do these things. It does me. I don't know about everybody else, but it does me. It takes me a while, to get it cut. I did try a little bit of a different technique on this one. I saw a guy doing on YouTube. He'd get the piece started on one end, and then he would take his grinder with a cutoff wheel, and as he would go up, he'd rough cut it, but it would be smaller than the opening would be smaller than the part. And as he welded, he would take his grinder on a 45-degree angle and cut it, and then he would tack it, push it down and tack it, and then cut it some more, push it down and tack it. I did a little bit of that on this side here and on the back side and down through here, and man, it works out good, because it's hard to get these things, especially when there's a bend on this side and it tapers up. The bend tapers up, and all that stuff. It's hard to get a little patch panel like that fitting perfect, so you can just weld the whole thing in. But that worked out real good for me, trimming that like that. But anyway, I'm gonna let that be the video. I still got to do that side over there. Got a good bit to replace over there. That little hole in the panel right there. But I get it done. Maybe, I don't know how long it'll take me to do those over there, but anyway, I just kind of take my time on it and get it done. All right, well, y'all leave me a like, comment, and hit the little subscribe button. It'll help me out, and I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.